Hello everybody, my name is Blue and today we are doing our first official episode of the Tiny Island Resort. And this episode we will be building a island for our North Island Brown Kiwis. And yes, so no, it's not an exhibit this time, it's a whole island, since this whole zoo will be just islands, and each animal or multiple animals share an island, but each animal will get their own island or share an island with two of or even three or even four, depending on the size of the island and the amount of animals that are found on the island. And yeah, today we are doing the kiwis, and the kiwis are actually found on, well, North Island. That's why it's called the North Island Brown Kiwi, and that's why this island that I'm building these kiwis for is supposed to represent North Island. And if you've seen the first preparation video, we've done Madagascar, where I tried to recreate Madagascar as very loosely, as accurately as possible. Not to be too strict with myself, but I tried to do it as accurate as I'd like to do it. But that also means the correct environment, but even correct regional environments. Now, this island won't be as accurate, since in comparison with my Madagascar map, or the Madagascar island that I built, North Island is quite substantially smaller. So I got the general shape right, but that's about it. I mean, I technically got the environment right, since I did go for endemic North Island Brown Kiwi environment, natural habitat. So that's obviously found on North Island, but I'm not doing any regional environments, although they are definitely found. And also, I'm building this rather large volcano in comparison to the island size, but I think I've mentioned this in the previous episode as well, how the different components found on the island and even the islands themselves won't be in scale, because obviously it's a miniature version, and I'm kind of building my own stuff on these miniature islands. But I did want to build a volcano on this island, mostly because we got these new volcanic rocks, and also lava, faux lava, I can't talk anymore, faux lava pieces, that's it. And I really wanted to build a volcano, and I thought, well, you know what, New Zealand has many volcanoes actually, so I built one. North Island has more volcanoes, but I just built one, since that's all that fits on this island without it being completely overrun by volcanoes. And it's also not supposed to represent any specific New Zealand volcano. It's just a generic Krakatoa volcano. It's, it's nothing interesting really. It's just a typical kind of volcano you see in pop culture, I guess. But yeah, I do try to integrate it with the endemic kiwi environment, so which is temperate forest. It's like a fern forest, if you know these kind of oceanic environments. They are, especially New Zealand, is known for its very large ferns. I think Papua New Guinea as well, now that I think about it. But yeah, I know New Zealand is quite iconic for its really big ferns, and the kiwis do live in these kind of fern forests. Actually, we got some new ferns in this pack. I think, well, the king fern is one of them. I think we got some more as well, or at least some fern-looking plants. I'm not big in my plants, but I'm sure we got more than one fern species, one new one at least. I don't think I have used any of the king ferns in this habitat, since they are quite big and the island is quite small, but I have used some of the other new ferns that we've gotten in this pack. And I also tried to do some of a bit of a Polynesian architecture as well, just so I can say I've used all of the kind of the styles in this little build. Maybe not into great detail, but to have a taste of of the pack, you know. So I built this little boat hut where they would store boats and a fishing net attached to it, since I assume they would, you know, use it for fishing and stuff. And it's a nice storage unit, storage hut. So it's a relatively simple, but it's a nice way to get introduced to this new building set. And then most of the rest of this speed build is actually just environment plants. But I do mess around a lot with the plants. But let's have a quick talk about the kiwis themselves now, and just the pack in general, really. So I am quite a big fan of the kiwi, and if you haven't noticed, based on a couple of my previous videos on this channel about some pack speculations, you know I'm a really big fan of the idea of having an island pack, and this is basically the island pack that I was talking about. It's not directly called island pack, but it's pretty much this island pack, okay? It's pretty much what I was talking about. We have kiwis, we have Tasmanian Devils. Those are like the two big ones I've been talking about when it comes to island pack. We also have Quokkas and the little blue penguins, which are awesome additions. Not strictly island species, since they do live on the mainland of Australia, but it's still, you know, linked with islands. And then finally we have the spectacled flying fox, which is also not strictly a island, depending on what your definition is of an island, since they also have a small range on the mainland of Australia, but most of their population is on Papua New Guinea. So we will definitely be adding the flying foxes on Papua New Guinea as well. But yeah, I'm a huge fan of all of the animals. It's hard for me to find negatives, really, especially after the arid pack, which, no offense, but the arid pack is not to be compared with this pack. Not only is this a, like, you know, an asset pack, and you know how I prefer these kind of packs since there's more creativity involved. It's more exciting because you get to use more new pieces, but also the arid pack was just kind of, when it came to the animal roster, it was kind of disappointing, for me at least. I mean, I love the animals, I love all animals, it's just that it was a bit of the roster was a bit mediocre, if anything, really. There are a couple of animals I wasn't super excited about, but you know, the porcupine is cool, the sandcat is cool, and I was a big fan of the wild ass as well, must say. That's quite a unique undulate compared to a lot of the others. But let's not go into another undulate debate, shall we? It's island time, well, actually Oceania, but I like to pretend it's an island pack. But yeah, the kiwis, they're actually nocturnal animals, so that's why I also tried to make it look good at night. There was a bit of a critique around the fact that kiwis are kind of very active during the day, but this is Planet Zoo. The kiwi isn't the first nocturnal animal in the game. It probably won't be the last, and none of the nocturnal animals in game are really nocturnal. So yeah, that's definitely something to keep in mind. But you know, it's still a game. Although, yeah, whatever. I'm still a huge fan of the kiwi, and finally some New Zealand animals, so that's really great. But yeah, it's nearing the end of the video. It's quite a short one since, you know, it's a tiny island, you know. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.